Recording in progress.
Hey, so today we're going to be talking about why you should start an accounting and bookkeeping business. Now, this is very, very near and dear to my heart because I started my accounting and bookkeeping business in 2015. Now, it took me about 15 months to get to about 16 grand a month in sales for bookkeeping and CFO services. Now, it's just one of the things like really changed like the game for me. It changed life for me because when I was first starting, I had like a job, and it wasn't that I like hated the job. It just I could see the trajectory of my life was not going down a path that I really wanted, right? I wanted to be able to have like freedom. I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to really spend as much time with like loved ones as I possibly wanted. But at the time, I only had a few weeks of vacation time. I never really had, like, I was making good money, but it was never really quite enough money for me to do the things that I really wanted to do. So when I started the business, like, and I actually got successful, it just totally changed things for me. So I'd like to be able to kind of share this with you. Now, this is the simplest model to start a business. Like, if you're a beginner, you've never had a successful business, like, I would probably recommend you run this business model. Now, if you're watching the visual version of this video, so I have like 3 different videos or versions of this going right now. I have one that's like a PowerPoint where you can see, one that's like a talking head, like at this angle, and one that's like at this angle, which is like more of the side. So depending on which version of the video, you might kind of see some images on the screen. Now, when I did these images, I used actually AI. Now, the cool thing with AI is that it has like really creative images that you're probably never gonna see before, but the words and spelling are off. Like, it does not do words or spelling correctly in a lot of cases. So I understand how to spell, right? And you know, I'm better at counting than I am at spelling, but I can still spell. So number one is need to have monthly revenue. Now, in a lot of cases, most businesses online and just in general, they don't have a monthly recurring element. It's like you're selling like a one-time thing. Like, let's say it's like an e-commerce thing. Like, you're selling one remote, and then once someone buys a remote, they never buy from you again. So the challenge with that is that you always have to go and find a new customer or a new client, which it's not inherently bad, but you're always feeling like you're on this hamster wheel of having to keep going and going and going and going, getting more and more and more and more. Versus when you have the monthly recurring revenue of like one client that keeps paying you month after month after month, once you have a certain critical mass of clients, you don't have to be hunting. Right? And like I actually learned this because I was dating this one lady, and she owned an insurance practice, right? So she was selling insurance, and like every couple either days or weeks, she would have like the same people kind of calling her, just talking to her. I was like, wait, why are the same people calling you? Like who are these people? And then she's like, oh, it's my clients. So she's like, yeah, I've been working with some of these guys for like, 5 years. Wait, what? They've been paying you for 5 years? Yeah. And she had thousands of clients. Now, I know the business model is totally different, and like I personally don't like insurance because like insurance, they tend to call you too much. Like they're like literally calling you just to talk, and just like I'm like a people person kind of, but I'm not that much people person. I don't like talking to people that much, right? I like talking to people on a very like scheduled basis. I have like a certain amount of time that I like talking to people, and after that, it's like I've just expounded my words for the day. I'm ready to unplug, and I'm ready to go do something else. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those days, one of those things. But the interesting thing about this is that here's another reason why that's important. If you're selling things for one-off, the only thing that person can give you if they're happy is like maybe a review or a testimonial. Versus for us, if a person is happy with us, they just keep paying us more money in perpetuity, forever and over and ever and ever and ever, right? So it's just super important. You can just build a life off of knowing exactly how much revenue you're gonna have. If you know every single month you're gonna have $11,000 coming into your account over the next 30 days, that's a lot of freedom. You can literally take that deep breath and just like, yeah, everything else is cool. Next thing that's important is security. Okay, so along with having that monthly recurring revenue is really that security of just control over your life. Now, some people and I was talking to this person over the weekend, they were thinking about joining our mentorship program, and he said something very interesting. He said a lot of people think that having a job has a lot of security, But nowadays, when there's like layoffs, when there's like at-will contracts, the job security is not quite as secure as what it used to be, right? I had never seen accountants and bookkeepers getting laid off. It was very, and like this year, like, and this is like, I'm filming this in 2024, like I've had so many people, it's like they got laid off from an accounting job. I'm like, what? Laid off from an accounting job? So I mean, it's kind of challenging, right? Because in some cases it could be because of the economy. In some cases it could be because companies are getting smaller. It could also be because of AI, right? And I'm not saying that you know all of your jobs are replaced by AI. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like there's a lot of nowadays there's more factors and more entities that can come and take your place than what there has ever been before. And it's only going to get worse and worse as technology improves, as companies are more focused on like profits rather than just like growing the revenue, and as just there are more incumbents in college that are basically applying for the same position, willing to take half the money you are and work twice the hours. And here's another thing I didn't even think about. There's a new trend just in just history where a lot of the jobs, since some of them are like online or not necessarily requiring you to be doing it like in person, some people actually have 3 full-time jobs. And since like there's a lot of inefficiencies, they actually will like do the same job on 3 different times. So they're getting paid 3 times as much for the same work. So that means that there are a little bit less opportunities for everyone else. So people that do kind of use the system correctly so they can pay and like feed their family, you're kind of, you know, competing with people that already are like there. And it's just, the job just isn't as secure as what it used to be. But when you have your own business, and this is actually the hyperbole. So here's a quote that I really love, and it's just kind of been like a battle cry I've had for a long time. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. But if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. So getting the job, right? Actually going down that career path is very easy. It's very proven. Everyone kind of does it, right? But if you look at most people don't really have the stuff they want in their life, right? Like, and I'm not talking about like just money and like material things. I'm talking about like maybe they don't have the time to spend with their children because they're always working. Maybe they have to go travel for the job because they're always working. Maybe they can't go take those vacations, right? Because like, you know, you don't have enough vacation time, or you feel guilty when you go take a vacation. I don't know what it is for you. But, you know, you kind of grow up and then like maybe, you know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, your kids don't know you, they don't like you, you know, and you kind of missed your window to actually have like a really good childhood with them. I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of sad what happens to a lot of us. You know, you do the stuff that you know you're taught, you do stuff that you think is the right thing, and then you kind of wake up one day and you're just like, where did life go, or man, this is not where I wanted to be. I thought it was, but it just isn't where, you know, I wanted to be. And that happens to a lot of us, right? Versus like when you start a business, it's tough. Like the first like 6 months to a year is tough, man. Like you have to learn so many different skill sets. You have to, you know, get out of your comfort zone, face rejection. But it's like once you really get this stuff down, it's just smooth sailing consistency. Like that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's like, and this is, a lot of people kind of get nervous too because they like have this thought process, and I'll actually slides the next one was like peace of mind. A lot of people have this thought process where it's like business is risky. It's like 9 out of 10 business fail. Well, kind of, but 9 out of 10 of regular brick and mortar businesses fail. So if you think about a brick and mortar, what do you have to do? So let's say you're going to start like a McDonald's. You have to buy the building, you have franchise fees, they take a percentage of your revenue, you have to pay for the ground, you have to pay for the construction of the building, you have to pay for all the equipment, you have to pay for all the employees and staff, you have to pay for all the food costs. Like right there, that's like 8 different costs right there. And you have, like most times they say you have to have at least $2 million in the bank in order to open up like a McDonald's, like a minimum of $2 million. If they are not able to get profitable, or if they choose the wrong location, like, yes, they're going to go out of business, you know? But for a business like ours, where it's more of a professional services business, it has a much higher success rate, both short-term and long-term, because once you develop those relationships, once you understand how to get your clientele, you just keep doing it. You don't like have to spend a huge amount of money for it. So all that the money that you make really goes towards your living expenses as well as like taxes in a lot of cases, like at a small level. If you start having like more of a giant firm, which is like 20, 40, 50, 60 grand a month, okay, you're gonna need contractors and employees. But if you're just trying to go for like 10K, 15K, 20K a month, you don't necessarily have to have a huge amount of staff or a huge amount of expenses, right? And that's kind of where I specialize in, like when we do like our mentorship program, is like really helping you understand like what is the right revenue for what your lifestyle goals are, and like, you know, what's important to you, because peace of mind is super important when it comes to this business, right? Are you a person that wants to grow a giant firm? Are you a person where it's like, you know, you want to know that you can have a high firm, so like maybe you get to like 30 grand a month or whatever, and then you kind of want to taper back and like kind of let go of any contractors you have and just do the work yourself, right? It's kind of a balancing act. Do you want to just really maximize your profits, right? So let's say that you just want to make 200K a year. We'll say top line, you want to basically bring in 175 bottom line, EBITDA, right? So, yeah, you know, what is that number for you? What does $175,000, you know, do for your life right now? If that does not a lot, maybe you have to get more. If it does a huge amount, okay, cool, you're right there, right? But just really being able to have that control and that peace of mind, know that like your skill sets are constantly feeding you. And that's not a scary thing. That's a very confident thing, because once you have the skill sets, no one can take them away from you. No one can take away my ability to do a consultation call. No one can take away my ability to price out a service. No one can take away my ability to go and build an audience. Like, those are just inherent skills that I have. And as long as the internet is like the, at least either 1, 2, or 3 of the main ways that we communicate on this planet, then I'm gonna be safe for the rest of my life. It's just the sky's the limit. It's just like, how much money can I stack before I either like fully retire or if I like semi-retire? You know what I mean? Like that's really the only thing. Like literally, that's it. And like I can work less and less and less, but still make the same amount, if not more, because I just get better and better and better at the stuff that I'm already good at. And that's like peace of mind. The next thing that's important when starting a business is the ability to go take vacations, right? So there's 3 elements of vacation. There is the cash flow, there is the time, and there's the taxes. Time. You have as many, you could have 365 vacation days if you want. You know, that was a big thing for me. I wanted to be able to take vacations and not be on my computer. Okay, because I used to have to take my computer to vacation. People would always be like, "Are you really on vacation?" And I was like, "Yeah." Right? Nowadays, if I go on vacation, I have my computer out because I want to be on my computer, or I'm filming a video, or I'm doing something I enjoy, not something I have to do. Right? Everything is different when you want to do something versus you have to do something. I just kind of found that like when you have to do something, that's when it's terrible. I remember I was at Barnes and Noble's a number of years ago. I was just sitting there during the middle of the day. I was like, I like to say it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. It was either 10 or like 1. It was one of those times, right? But there was a two-story Barnes and Nobles. On the second floor, there was like this over like kind of I don't know what it is, but you can basically see over the atrium, and you can basically see out this giant window. And I just remember seeing one of the employees just standing there for 10 minutes, just standing there looking outside. And he said to someone, "Man, it's a great view. I wish I could enjoy it." And I was like, "Oh, dude, that I don't know why that stuck with me, but it was just like, it was like, you know, being so close. It was almost like in the Bible there's this story, like the main hero named Moses, and he had worked so hard for all of his life, but he did something wrong, right? 1 or 2 things wrong. And then he was forbidden to actually go into the promised land. He was up on a mountaintop. He can always, every day, he could look and see what could have been his. They just couldn't achieve it. And that's kind of how I used to feel, man. And then, you know, on top of having the time, now you have like the money to be able to do it, right? Because like you don't have to worry about spending, let's say to spend $5 grand on vacation, you don't have to worry about it. It's like, okay, cool, man, that's good. And then as long as you do some business, or you call your contractors, or you you text your clients, right? You can take a portion of that and actually use it on your taxes, right? So, you have the time, money, and you get the tax benefit and tax write-off as well for doing this stuff, especially if you go on vacation to a conference, right? Now, yeah, I mean, it's the biggest thing, when you actually are able to go and control your life, life gets a lot easier. Life gets a lot more fun. If you want some help, like being able to take control of your life, being able to have the security, that peace of mind, and even be able to take vacations with your family, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside like our mentorship program. Now, all the stuff we've covered today is the stuff that we help you do inside of your business. Now, there's different specifics, and right, every person's gonna be a little bit different, like your journey and like what's the process we use to help you grow your business. So if you want to see if like one of those methodologies we have can be useful for you to reach your goals, go ahead and click that link. I'd love to see you on the call. I'd love to see if I can help you out, okay? I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Ear stopped.
Recording stopped.